When I first stepped into the global investing world, I spent countless hours obsessing over finding the perfect asset, chasing high dividends, and trying to time the market in two different time zones. But after sitting down and running the actual mathematical data, I experienced a profound shift in my mindset regarding early capital production. I realized that for us NRIs, worrying intensely about exact percentage returns early on is a massive psychological trap that slows down true wealth velocity. The unvarnished truth is that when you are starting out from zero in a new country, your investment returns mean absolutely nothing compared to your raw saving habits. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on why I completely stopped caring about my portfolio's daily performance and redirected 100% of my focus. I committed to a brutal, single-minded sprint toward my first 100,000 baseline. That's roughly 83 lakhs, ignoring all external market noise along the way. This structural clarity changed my perspective entirely, turning my day-to-day capital allocation from a stressful guessing game into a predictable engineering problem. It forced me to stop acting like a speculative trader trying to beat a benchmark and start building like a deliberate architect of physical capital. When I truly sat down to audit my cross-border net worth, I uncovered a shocking mathematical reality about how tiny portfolios function. If you invest 10,000 and manage to capture a massive 15% return, you've only generated $1,500. That minor gain won't alter your lifestyle back home. It won't buy back your time, and it won't move you closer to escaping the 9 to 5 grind. On the flip side, simply increasing your monthly savings by just $125 over a year gives you that exact same cash. That extra savings realization made me see that during this initial phase, the heavy lifting is done entirely by your savings rate, not markets. Spending energy trying to optimize a complex asset mix when your portfolio is small is like optimizing the aerodynamics of an unbuilt car. For an NRI, trying to manage complex, diversified investment buckets across NRE, NRO, and local accounts didn't matter yet. The only rule was maximizing capital velocity and feeding the core. By focusing entirely on what I could control, my active financial inputs, I insulated my psychology from the daily noise and the constant rupee versus dollar anxiety. I stopped looking for hidden multi-baggers or hyper-complex options plays and instead turned my portfolio into a single, high-velocity accumulation machine. This baseline shift is what allowed me to completely simplify my paycheck, removing the cognitive load that causes so many new immigrants to quit. I stopped wasting time reading endless earnings reports because I knew the volume of my contributions mattered more than anything. This baseline realization is what allowed me to construct a bulletproof approach, leading directly into how I execute my single bucket strategy today. To drive this engine forward with maximum force, I dedicated 100% of my baseline allocation, an aggressive $2,500, straight into the early retirement bucket. I chose to completely bypass individual stock picking and instead put this entire monthly volume into broad, all-in-one equity vehicles. I used institutional Canadian total market solutions like Vanguard's V-Equity or BlackRock's X-EQT inside protected tax accounts to capture global growth quietly. I explicitly refused to check the daily performance or stress over minor dips, knowing that my contribution size was doing 90% of the work. This relentless focus proved to me that uncompromising, disciplined habits are the ultimate key to breaking through the inertia of a zero balance. By leaving the funds alone and automating my monthly buy orders, I protected my growing wealth from my own emotional human behavior. Every time the market dipped, I didn't panic or sell. I celebrated because my fixed $2,500 allocation was acquiring more global shares. This automated process transformed my portfolio into a relentless compounding engine, paving the way toward the single most critical milestone in personal finance. Charlie Munger famously stated that building the first $100,000 is an absolute nightmare, but it is a non-negotiable necessity. The reason this specific milestone matters so deeply for an NRI is that it represents the tipping point where money stops being passive and starts actively working. Once your capital hits 100,000, a standard 7% market return starts generating 7,000 a year, nearly 6 lakhs, completely on autopilot. At this exact junction, compounding capital finally matches and eventually overtakes your physical ability to save money from your daily job. Reaching this benchmark completely changed my behavior, transforming me from someone who works for money into an architect of automated wealth. The psychological victory of seeing six figures completely breaks the illusion that you are stuck inside a perpetual cycle of working to live. It provides the baseline leverage needed to fund larger medium-term ventures, buy back your personal time, and build the true sovereignty across borders. Once the first 100,000 is secure, the momentum shifts completely, and building the next 100,000 requires significantly less physical effort. If you are standing at the beginning of your journey, stop looking at daily stock tickers or worrying about the latest exchange rate. Start looking at your savings rate. This tactical blueprint is exactly how I stop letting minor market corrections distract me from the true goal of building long-term sovereignty. I stopped letting my hard-earned salary slowly evaporate into random checking accounts and committed to a tight, high-velocity, single-bucket strategy. Mapping out this sprint completely changed my perspective, shifting my mindset from a simple saver to a deliberate global architect of capital. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building your own path to financial sovereignty, hit that subscribe button to join our growing community of NRI architects. Remember, wealth isn't just about what you earn, but how you design your freedom. See you in the next video as we continue building those roots and returns.